The globalists have been on a mission to overthrow the U.S. government. And all they do is invert reality. They call us anti-government. We're here to restore the U.S. government. And that's what's happening right now. It's not like they had some loving world government that everybody opted into that was trying to help people. You could debate whether we should be part of that or not. But no. Just like a country has states. So if one gets too corrupt or too out of control or you don't like what it's doing, you move to another. The world should be like that. But this world government is incredibly corrupt and out of control and is cancer. And Dr. Jerome Corsi was getting into the facts that an executive order has been in place dealing with globalists attacking the U.S., declaring a civil emergency to take their assets of the foreign nationals and banks. And you've seen like dominoes the globalists rolling over publicly, but intensifying their actual operations against Trump and America. So it sounds wild. It sounds crazy to say, oh, you know, you're getting ready to arrest all these people. The people that Trump's talking about going after, and this is really going on, are the ones saying kill the president, arrest everybody, get rid of free speech, cause race wars. The documents came out a month ago. Soros' son, it confirmed real documents, wanting to cause a race war in 2015. Obama and everybody was already trying this and announcing the UN would be over our police departments. So it forced patriots' hands because the wild authoritarianism of the left and the globalist was so real that it made people do all this. We're not the radicals doing all this. We look radical countering them because they're radical. As Barry Goldwater said, extremism in defense of liberty is no vice. So speak to that, Dr. Corsi. I'm going to give you the floor for the rest of this segment and where this is going and why the globalists act like they roll over at Davos but intensify their operations. What's the lay of the land right now? What do you expect to happen next? What are your sources telling you so we get next year's news today?
Well, first of all, Alex, I want to confirm something that you said earlier on a broadcast, namely that I was asked at very high levels to get involved with monitoring this QAnon intelligence source. And I've now been able to identify who Q is. I think I've got a very good idea how the Q group is put together and operates, and confirm that it's operating at a very high level in direct conjunction with President Trump. I'm not going to disclose who the group is, probably never. But the point is that, and Donald Trump doesn't need me. He's a brilliant, brilliant man. He doesn't need me to tell him what to do, and I'm not advising him. My role is to take what QAnon has been doing and other intelligence sources and make it available to a wider range of the American people who are not used to dealing with intelligence information. It needs to be decoded. It needs to be interpreted.
That's our mission, is take this complex info to the people to then mobilize them.
And I've been assisted in this also. It's word out. I couldn't have done it without being affiliated with you, Alex, and with this program. It's been a real honor. I've also been assisted by this group, Calm Before the Storm, which is at CBTS_stream. I've been working with them on decodes that we've been posting here on InfoWars. I've been posting on my YouTube channel. We've been doing it almost daily. And there's a whole record of these decodes, which are available on InfoWars and are archived, and also my YouTube channel. What we're doing is we're trying to get the American people to understand that we are in a state of emergency. It's been declared by the president. The U.S. military is taking a larger exceptional role. I mean, 3 years ago, I was told by a very high group in the military that during Obama's administration, that a coup had been very seriously discussed and was actually in the planning, a military coup to take over the government.
And for those that don't know, can you confirm that a lot of people actually got counter hit by, a bunch of people got killed, or even discussing it by Obama's people?
They meant or retired or drilled out of the military, but they decided to stand down at the end, last minute, and they were a part of the group that really did ask Trump to run for president. And that group is still behind Donald Trump, but now they're going to reestablish the Constitution through legitimate means. And they're going to take constitutional steps to restore the republic. Now, the predicate's being laid. If you begin to watch, if you couldn't come out and just basically say we're going to charge Hillary and Obama with treason, but as
you had to trick them to accuse, you had to trick them to accuse Trump of it.
Well, they certainly did that, and then also with the information that is being released and how it's being released, Donald Trump is able to get the American people conditioned to what's going on. This last prosecution of 13 Russian trolls who had about as much impact on the election as a drop of water in the ocean. And what's coming, what we've reported here on Infowars, the information that the Department of Homeland Security continued the voting study and will be releasing shortly, there was massive election fraud, including several million illegals who voted, legally cast ballots destroyed, Democratic Party, massive voter fraud. These begin to get in the American people's public the idea of how deep and how dangerous was the attempt to destroy the Constitution. The pieces are going to start fitting together. And this has to happen this way because the American people have to be prepared for what the storm we're going to go through when these charges are actually brought and the arrests are made. And they're going to be extensive. Now, I've confirmed, and I'm comfortable that Jeff Sessions, even though President Trump would like him to move a little quicker, Pompeo, these are people who are working directly with Donald Trump, and the plans are being laid very carefully in the background. You'll see that, the next few weeks, the counterattack has started. Mueller might as well. I think Mueller should close up his shop pretty soon, because if he doesn't, and he may yet be under investigation himself. I
was about to say, we'll do the last segment as you get more time. This is so critical. I kept hearing from a bunch of people that Mueller had actually rolled over and stuff. I didn't believe it, but now his indictment comes out and admits it was all anti-Trump stuff and everything. It's crazy. Well,
Mueller's going to have a choice. He's either going to be able to roll over and face some minimal charges for having suppressed the information on Uranium One, or he's going to go down with the ship. And he's got his choice because the way he organized this special prosecutor team was initially he thought he'd hit the mother lode and he was going to make a big score. What he found out is, collusion with Russia is not even a crime, and there's no evidence that Donald Trump colluded with anybody Russian. The whole idea was silly and pathetic. And his only charges are against General Flynn and this other lawyer for lying to the FBI. This is about to fall apart because Mueller made the mistake of bringing this guy, Andrew Weissman, in his team, who is about as crooked a prosecutor as you can get.
Here, he's been caught breaking all the rules, committing crimes reportedly. We're going to go to break, come back, and give you more time. This is so critical, but let me ask you this question. Because they act like we're attacking the FBI or the government to say there's corruption. Word is like 80% of the FBI, I hear, is actually awake and doesn't like this. They tried to put some leftists in, but this claim that everybody is attacking the FBI, no, we're trying to get the criminals at the top out of the FBI. They're the ones discrediting the FBI.
We want to restore the FBI to its original mission, as well as the Department of Justice, and that is justice, which is the blind figure with the scales. What you had under Obama and Hillary was a politicalization and a weaponization of all these agencies and the IRS, which was an attempted coup by Hillary. It was actually treason and sedition that was planned in order to steal the election. And
they've been totally caught. It's blown up in their face massively. So let's look at the breaks. Let's look at the different ways this can go. Like, what happens if they do kill Trump? Because let me tell you, they're winding up mental patients and people around him everywhere. They're trying to get somebody to do it. They want to kill him.